Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you tornado effect. I tried to combine several techniques of the spine tricks. So keep following me, and if any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will be answering them directly in the comments. So let's get started. Here we have a fresh new project. I'm using beta version, this one, and I'm going to save, I actually saved it in this project where we have access to these images. They will be rocks, and I'm going to spin them in perspective alongside with the tornado effect. Let me actually show it. This one. I'm going to modify it as I did in a previous video. I will post that link to that video in the description. I'm going to cover it very quickly, so if you want to know exactly how it was done, you can check the video. Okay, back to spine. So let's start from the effect. Let's drag the first image. Let's convert it to mesh, generate until we have two vertical lines. We will be duplicating, we will be creating a linked mesh here and duplicated that one until we get enough numbers, 18. That will correspond to the files in the project. Okay, now I'm going to remove the names so it will read the file from using the name or the attachment name instead of the path. Okay, here I have mesh. That's actually, this is the original one. The other ones are just copying all vertices of data information. They just have one information that is path to new image, their own image. Other data are copied from the original one, which will be the number one. You can see it is it looks differently as in original mesh. The properties are different, and they actually have row showing that which one is the original one. Okay, so this time we will be adding bonds to control the mesh using weights. Let's add 4 or maybe 5. Let's see how the topology of the mesh is. Actually, we have 5 vertices. Let's add 5 bonds. Here, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I will be aligning them. Okay, they look aligned. Now I'm going to bind the mesh to these bonds. Let's see how Spine did it. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, maybe later we can change it. Note that the weights are working only for this mesh, but the other ones exactly the copy behavior of this mesh. So you can actually forget about this states, these attachments. They will be needed only when we key. Other modifications of the mesh and the weighting will be done for this first original mesh. Okay, next let's key the animation. I am going to set the key on some kind of further frame, so we have a timeline, time span available for us, so we can move with R key and F key backwards using hotkeys. So I will be hitting R and keying the next frame, hitting R, next frame, R, next frame. Oops. Okay, I got, let's actually keep one cycle, one loop. Okay, I have this loop. Let's duplicate this slot and maybe 4 times or 6. I don't know. I want to keep a nice loop. Maybe 6 would be enough because it has 18 frames, and I would be offsetting animation 3 frames each slot, and so total we will have some kind of closed cycle. Let's do the offset. 3 frames, another 3 frames, three frames, and the last one, 15. Okay, nice kind of tornado effect. I think you can copy past it and make as long as you want. This is not about exactly this effect, but the idea. So now we just need to, for example, in this state we can, sorry, let me actually create another bone here, the root bone that will contain all these bones. And move the slots there. Now we will be just scaling this, and we will have actually some kind of tornado in triangle shape. Okay, once we have tornado, we can now animate it. Let's say hide this bone. We can animate it left and right to give some kind of animation or some kind of flexible natural effect. I can copy this effect to the other bones, actually, this animation. We have basic left and right, and now we can just offset this some, I don't know, 5 frames. And the other one would be 20, it should be 20, yeah. Okay, we have some kind of tornado twirling, or I don't know. Let's stop on this, because the idea is to give you technical info about how it's done and not make it perfect. So the next, I want to make rocks spin like, but it may be other objects. So I want to not make it inside of this image, but rather than animate it in spine. If you have if you don't have very strict limitation on the bone counts, I think this can work. So the first, we will be creating one root bone, the one of that contains all rocks. Okay, and next I'm going to create the inner bone that will be the rotor, the one that spins the bone or rocks. Let's name it rotor, and actually reset its position by setting it to 0. Now I'm in world space. It will move the bone here, which we don't want. We want to this bone go the 0 position to this bone, because this one is child of this bone. You can see that it moves with it. So let's actually change to the local. Now you can see the numbers has changed, and just set to 0. Okay, next we will be creating a bone, some kind of 200 length. 200 length, it doesn't matter actually. And let's add another bone on the tip of it, and again let's reset it and put it exactly on the edge on the tip of the parent bone. So let's call it wing or leg, however you want. And leg has actually the bone that can be named like object. Let's make it general. So now we have a wing that has a bone, the object that will be containing the image, the actual image. Okay, let's duplicate this wings. Let's assume it 6 times would be enough. So now you can either position it manually by putting your exact numbers, or I learned a nice trick from Medica. She actually has very cool tricks, and she's posting on her Twitter account. You can follow her. Now I'm going to put them like cascadely. I don't know how it's correct in English, but each wing will be placed in the inside of the previous one. So I hope you can understand what I'm saying when I do actually it. So now that we have all inside each other, we can just change to local mode and select all the wings and rotate them. They will open, and let's put it on 16. Okay, they will open because each one calculates on their local space. That's it. Now we need to move them back to the original rotor parent. Here we have just wings. That was for the sake of rotation. You can do it manually and no, just add the inside of each other. Okay, now we have wings that let's try to rotate rotor. Okay, it does pretty much a good job, but in 2D space, in orthographic space, we don't need that. We need it to be in this space, like in kind of middle space of the top and frontal view. For that, we will try to scale it. Well, I think this one will look good. And let's see how it rotates. Well, we don't need this. We need it to rotate in the newly scaled space. But for that, we need to scale it the parent bone, which will be this one. I don't know why it's not the position. Let me actually reset position. Okay, so when we scale this parent this way, or even use share tool to skew it this way, actually the rotor doesn't know anything about the scaling, because it just rotates in its space, and well, it works exactly how we would like to see. That's it. When we even reset back the scale, it doesn't matter for rotor how you actually do the scaling for parent, because it rotates exactly the same way as it would if parent had a different scale. So let's make a scale that we would want to that may suit us. I'm not going to use share because it will work fine for this one. Okay, next one that let's fill actually rocks inside of these bones. I'm selecting the bone and dragging the image on it. This image will automatically go inside this bone, the one that is selected. Let's add all of them. If any of you know a faster way of rigging similar setup, let me know in the comments. I want to hear anything, any improvements, so would be fine. Okay, now we have this. It rotates, but you may see that rocks are actually behaving weird, that they are like stickers in a flat space. We don't need that. We need them to be as they would be visible in orthographic plane. So we need to counter scale them and counter rotate. For that we just need to select them and use Spine's super nice feature. I'm using this a lot, and if you are not, this is super useful to disable rotation or scale. Let's see what it does. Cool, now we have rocks exactly as they were before, like scaling the parent. And you may want to also disable rotation or no, it depends on your rig. In this case I will turn them off and reset the rotation. So let's see how the rotor works. Oh, that's pretty nice. Now let's animate it and see how it looks with the tornado effect. Okay, let's move the root rocks bone where we want and select the rotor and key the rotation with 0 angle. And at the end frame, let's key and put the value of 360. Let's put it here. That's it. It will rotate smoothly. If you are using older Spine version, I'm using the beta. I have graph editor here enabled. In older version, you will need to compensate weird behavior of rotation by putting two frames that divide the whole span equally in 3 pieces and set 120 first one and 240 the other one. So right now we have rotation, we have tornado. Let's scale it and see what we actually have. That looks terrible, guys, but I will leave the project here and will upload it and share it with you. You can play with it and add some more cool stuffs. That's it. Well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time, your comments, likes. I love them. They give me a lot of ideas to make new videos and actually to improve the quality of the videos. Expect more videos soon, and please check description to find more useful links regarding to Spine. And I think I will be posting the project as well in the description. Please check it and see if that can help you. That's it. Bye guys.